Have you ever wondered why people lose money in the stock market? It's not just because they aren't intelligent. Everyone has potential, and it's not because they don't put in the effort. Many people have a strong work ethic. It's because they're just using the wrong processes to choose stocks and turn them into profit. Investing does have best practices. It's a sequence of events, pretty much a series of if-then statements that work and have always worked. A timeless sequence of events which we have decoded and I'm going to share with you today. After nearly 20 years of investing and achieving an audited track record averaging over 30% per year, which led to our Luxembourg-based hedge fund, I want to share with you the one method that changed absolutely everything. Now, a little warning, from here on, you have chosen to be upgraded. You will unlock true investor mode. This is the point of what I call no return. And with this knowledge comes the responsibility of learning, mastering, and sharing, taking your loved ones on what has the potential to be an absolutely epic journey ahead for you. This system will help you filter through thousands of stocks, focus you on only the winners, and build a portfolio that grows and compounds over time. To help make investing infinitely more straightforward and more profitable for you, here are the key lessons I've learned that help you fix your approach and finally see the results you've been hoping for. So to understand why so many investors fail, let's first ask, why do people gamble and why do they go all in when they do take a punt? Well, it's simply because people are chasing the thrill of the big win. They focus on the potential reward without considering the odds and translating that into risk. Now, let's compare that to the stock market, and we'll find many budding investors and traders do exactly the same thing. They ultimately get pumped up about the next big trend or a hot tip, throw their money in without a clear strategy, and then, here's the thing, find it very difficult to accept why it's all gone wrong. Personally, I think the word trader or investor gets thrown around and self-bestowed way too easily. Open a broker account, put some money in there, get some free software, do some research, find a day trading strategy that claims to make millions, and suddenly everyone is a trader. In reality, they have nowhere near earned their stripes to consider themselves accomplished traders and investors. And let's be real, this has got nothing to do with one's ability. They are simply choosing to gamble and have convinced themselves that they are doing anything but, even when the losses continue to rack up. Staying objective, there is simply no hiding from results. If you're bad, your results will tell you. Here's a little exercise. Next time you're about to place a position, observe yourself without judgment. Take note of your thought processes. When you're on the outside looking in, you can see how simple it is to fix the chaos if you choose to. And if you choose to ignore it, then you know the path ahead of you will be full of more disappointment, which can go very, very wrong. That's an exercise that helped me immensely on my own personal journey. Now, here's the reality. Successful investing isn't about chasing luck. Deep down, you know this. It's about following a proven process that stacks the odds in your favor. One that is repeatably simple, that you stick to it for life, and then show your family how to do it, making generational wealth more than a buzzword. So what is it about a good strategy that makes you stick with it without deviation for almost 2 decades like we have? Years ago, I was in the same position as most people starting out. I bought into the cleverly marketed idea that I could day trade my way to success. I'd buy stocks because someone on the internet said they were undervalued or because the price seemed cheap. The result? Well, I made a few wins, of course, but those wins were completely wiped out by losses. But it's the thrill of those winners that keeps you wanting and that people never get over. At some point, common sense and accountability must prevail. And that is where the exercise of observing yourself without a judgment helped me immensely. If you choose to be your own best friend, you will do what is right for you, and that is avoiding everything that involves self-sabotage. Now, at one point, I was definitely ready to walk away. I thought maybe this market thing just isn't for me, but I had this relentless obsession with becoming a really good stock market investor that kept me going. to prove to myself that I can do it, and then ultimately tell others, I told you it can be done. Now, this is where the misfit in me comes in. I just want to learn to do things properly where so many fail, when there is a right way and a wrong way to do something. As already mentioned, everything has best practices, and investing in the stock market is certainly no different. So I decided to stop guessing and start learning. And this is when I discovered that one thing that changed everything: trend following. When you put it out there, the universe does deliver, and it did for me in a very, very big way. This image that you probably see everywhere on social media absolutely resonates with me every time I come across it. Discovering trend following was the diamonds for me, and make no mistake about it, trend following is the ultimate diamond, the Pink Panther of investing strategies. This was a pivotal moment, because if I walked away, we would not be having this conversation right now. I have zero idea what I would be doing, but certainly not having this conversation with you and ultimately encouraging you to just do it properly. You've got this. I learned that trend following is an approach that has topped performance tables for decades, but has become buried under the misinformation of day trading and the false promises of quick riches for a very, very long time, certainly since the internet was turned on. But movies like The Wolf of Wall Street show us that people were also susceptible to it over a phone call.
Investment would be upwards of $60,000.
With the internet now in front of you all day, it is a massive uphill struggle to protect yourself and to stay on the path of truth. But you are now on it, talking to me. So instead of taking advice from some random voices on the internet with no actual track record of success, I did what I had to do, and I dove headfirst into trend following. What I found was truly transformative: a simple, systematic, and ultimately a repeatable system for spotting high-performing stocks. I had unlocked a world of untold possibilities. I'm not surprised you have to work really, really hard to find this information. But you know, as much as I needed this information, the information needed a voice. And so instead of trying to predict where a stock would go next, I started following the stocks that were already going up and had a history of going up over time. It just made sense. And the result, I finally started seeing consistent profits. I just focused on the process and the money comes. And when you allow the compounding to kick in, it changes absolutely everything you know about money. So what makes this methodology so powerful? It all comes down to three things: scanning, filtering, and timing. I turned my software engineering background into a powerful advantage, tapping into modern day technology that old school traders could only dream about. It's a total game changer, giving investors like us the tools to manage portfolios from the comfort of home like pros. First, we scan the market to find stocks with potential. You and I know this as an edge. There are thousands of stocks out there, but not all of them are worth your time or money. The scanner would focus me on the stocks that needed my attention, not stocks that the media noise wanted me to focus on. Now, here's what left a real foul taste in my mouth: discovering that many of the poorly performing stocks were the same ones being spotlighted on our media channels as top recommendations. The stocks that truly deserved a place in our portfolios were scarcely mentioned, which made me wonder, do the so-called experts featured on our media channels genuinely know what they're doing? Or is there a hidden agenda behind promoting poor stocks while overlooking the good ones? So food for thought. It became increasingly clear to me that selecting my own stocks was the right approach. Now, next, we filter through those stocks found using the scanner, using bespoke charting tools that we have created. My software engineering background again came in useful here. These tools help us cherry pick only those handful of stocks that have a history of long-term bullish trends, stocks that are more likely to make us money over time. Finally, we assess those stocks across 3 timeframes: the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. And here's the key: all 3 timeframes must show that the stock is moving up before we invest. Why? because this eliminates guesswork. It ensures we're investing in high probability stocks with momentum, not just hope or relying on lady luck. So how does this benefit you over the long term? One of the biggest mistakes day traders make is focusing on short-term gains. They treat the market like a lottery, hoping to get rich quick. That could be with their favorite stock like Tesla or Palantir, or a commodity like gold, or a forex pair like the euro dollar, and of course, cryptos and altcoins. They are all fair game for the potential of quick wins. But here's the thing. Most successful investors and trend followers, people like Richard Dennis and Warren Buffett, don't think in days or weeks. They think in years. They look for companies with strong fundamentals, a history of growth, and a stock price that reflects consistent upward trends over many, many years, decades really. It really is the stocks, not in our media channels, that powerhouse companies that quietly go about their business with little to no media attention, where the money is. And that's precisely what we teach our private community. We have done the hard work, learning how to use cutting-edge technology and creating an arsenal of trading tools that make it seamless to build and manage a portfolio that compounds away, and train our members to do the same. We've mastered the use of cutting-edge technology and developed a suite of powerful trading tools designed to simplify portfolio building and management for consistent compounded growth. And more importantly, we empower our members with the knowledge and skills to achieve the same success. The relief after years of frustration is undeniable, a feeling we deeply understand from our own early struggles. Seeing that transformation is truly inspiring, and it's something we're incredibly proud to be a part of. Now, let's talk about what this approach can do for you. Imagine this: you're no longer second guessing every investment decision. You're no longer chasing trends or worrying about timing the market. Instead, you're following a simple, repeatable process that helps you identify profitable stocks and build a portfolio that grows and compounds steadily over time. Question: doesn't that sound better than trying to day trade your way to success? To help you understand why this works, let's break it down with an example. Think about a company like Apple. It's not just one of the most valuable companies in the world, it's also a stock with a history of long-term bullish trends. If you had to follow this process, you would have seen that Apple stock consistently showed upward momentum across the monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes. And that's the key. It's not about luck, it's about recognizing patterns and following them. But what if you're thinking, this all sounds great, but I've already made so many mistakes? Well, let me tell you something. I've been there too. I made every mistake in the book: buying into hype, selling too early, holding on to losers for way too long. But here's what I've learned. Your past mistakes don't define your future success. Accountability is often the cornerstone of success. The pursuit of quick riches rarely leads to lasting rewards if we're honest with ourselves. If you haven't explored trend following yet, you also haven't truly explored every option available to you. What matters is the process you follow moving forwards. And with the right process, you can turn your portfolio around, just like I did. So, how do you get started? First, stop trying to beat the market with day trading. Instead, start focusing on the stocks that are already showing strength. Then use a trend following approach to filter out the losers and focus on only the winners. Learning to choose the right stocks is essential for growing your portfolio, but it's just as important to know how to maximize your profits from those winning stocks. In this video, I'll walk you through my complete beginner's guide to investing in the stock market.